Welcome to the last 10-minute review where we are reviewing Aladdin, everyone's favorite movie about everyone's favorite thief and everyone's favorite dead comedian. And we start this film with a very misshapen old man traveling through the desert, talking and singing about Arabian Nights and Arabian Days. And you can kind of understand why Disney had to put a cultural appropriation warning at the beginning of this film on Disney+. But if we ignore all the problematic things, we will enjoy this movie together. We then see Jafar hired a common thief named Gesman to find half a scarab amulet that will not come back at any point in the rest of this film. Don't worry about how he got that amulet. Don't ask questions about why the amulet is so important. Just know the amulet opens up the worst CGI panther I have seen in a very long time. And man, I forgot how gross that panther looks. That panther is the Cave of Wonders, by the way. Don't ask me why the panther is considered the Cave of Wonders. I really don't want to know what got the panther the title to have his mouth known as the Cave of Wonders. But it really is the Cave of Wonders, where there's many treasures down its throat, as well as a magical lamp, which is kind of important for the entire plot of this movie. We then see the second song in the movie, which just shows Aladdin is broke and has to steal to survive, and he jumps off a building with a regular behind carpet, which is foreshadowing for the special carpet that he'll get later. But it's also really messed up that he just leaves the old carpet behind like that carpet meant nothing to him. That carpet literally saved his life, and he just abandoned that carpet. And we would think because of that series of events that Aladdin is a monster, but he's not a monster. He gave two broke kids his piece of bread because he felt bad because he's been in that situation. And if he wasn't in that situation, he would have just gave those kids nothing. Don't let him fool you. He is just as evil as Jafar. He is just taking advantage of his own circumstances in his own way. We then see Princess Jasmine fight off another suitor because the laws say that she has to be married before her next birthday. And that makes me wonder, what happens if she doesn't get married by her next birthday? What are the consequences for breaking this law? Because it seems like they're going to put her down. They're going to stone her to death because she wasn't able to get married by the right year. Which, if that's the case, that's 100% a stupid law that has absolutely no point in existing. Why is it here? Why is this a major plot point that makes no sense? And it doubly doesn't make sense because her dad is the one who makes these laws and these traditions. And if he can't change them, who can? There is no council here, no other government. There's no law and order. He is the king. He makes all the decisions. Otherwise, Jafar wouldn't have to do these crazy things that he does in this movie for power. You make all the choices. Why can't you change this one thing? Is it because you just want to get rid of your daughter? Is she just a problem for you and you're just trying to peer pressure her into doing what you want? Because if that's the case, that's messed up, man. And we see Princess Jasmine justifiably decide to leave the palace. And Jasmine meets Aladdin. Aladdin gets to bail her out of a bad situation because you know princesses are sort of lost from the reality and the plights of the common man. So they don't have any concept of what money is. As is tradition for anyone in the 1% having to be bailed out by your common man. Seems to be the common denominator for any rich person. As even Jafar has to be bailed out by the power of the common man to get the things that he wants. And don't you just love the fact that after Aladdin and Jasmine get to the rooftop and start talking about their situations, that it's just the 1%er complaining about how bad it is to have nice things and to have nice things given to them and to have some sort of structure and order in their life. Why couldn't they just live like a poor person? Why can't I have to struggle for things? Why does everything have to be handed to me? I want to make decisions. I want to learn things that doesn't suck. Dude who has to struggle for his next meal, isn't that awful that I'm stuck in this position where everything is handed to me? Wouldn't you just love everything handed to you? Wouldn't you just love having everything you ever wanted ever? Doesn't it sound terrible that I get all of these things? And then they talk about marriage and choices, and it's just a lot. I would just leave from this girl who just doesn't understand your plights, Aladdin. And then the guards catch up to Jasmine and Aladdin. Aladdin gets taken prisoner and Jasmine tries to pull the powerful princess card that she was just complaining about. But it doesn't work because apparently Jafar is better than royalty. And then we cut to Jafar's face and you can tell that is the most loyal, faithful, compassionate, caring servant to the Sultan and will not betray him in any way whatsoever. He couldn't possibly do anything that would hurt that family. But you know who would? Iago. I don't trust what that bird is capable of. So many crimes that bird could do. That bird is a menace and he needs to be stopped. And then we see Jafar disguise himself as an old man, because remember, he's trustworthy enough to have Aladdin even trust him. And Aladdin goes into the Cave of Wonders with his trusty monkey. And it makes me wonder, why is the monkey allowed in the Cave of Wonders? Do animals not count as people? And if that's the case, why didn't they just send Iago in there? Iago is a bird, a smart bird, but still a bird. Are birds worth more than monkeys in the eyes of the Cave of Wonders? And if that's the case, that's also really messed up. I don't really understand this Cave of Wonders. I feel like it makes up his own rules on who gets the lamp. It's just like, nah, boo boo, Jafar doesn't get the lamp. Everybody, let's play keep away from Jafar. And then we see Jafar immediately betray Aladdin and take the lamp while they get buried under some stand, and the monkey stole a lamp, and we get the first appearance of the genie. And we get an amazing song, because you'll never have a friend like Robin Williams. And then Aladdin immediately tricks Robin Williams into breaking them out of the cave for free, which lets you know that anybody can get out of anything if you can talk well. It's one of the most powerful skills you can have as a main character. The only thing that's more powerful than smooth talking is slam poetry, baby. And after breaking out of the Cave of Wonders, honestly, all things considering, a pretty easy place to break out of. If you're harboring a genie's lamp, it's pretty easy to get out of cave. And we see that Aladdin uses his first wish to become a prince, and you realize in this moment how much of a jerk the genie actually is. He really did not need to turn that monkey into an elephant. He can create life at ease, and he still chose to turn that monkey into an elephant. I mean, even during the next song, Prince Ali, he brought 96 monkeys and a whole bunch of other elephants. He just turned that monkey into an elephant for no reason, just to be a jerk to the poor monkey sidekick. We then see Aladdin trying to figure out how to court a princess who hates all princes. And the genie actually gives him some good advice, to be yourself and tell her the truth, and all things work out in the end. But he thinks he knows better than the life-creating, wish-granting, reality-warping, all-knowing entity, and just tries to go with the prince act anyway. And when Aladdin finally decides to take a step towards the right direction and gets Jasmine to go on a magic carpet ride, they sing about a whole new world, about taking journeys and the time that they could spend together and how great life would be. And I really like this song until there's a small frame where they're running away from horses, and then I'm filled with an unbridled rage that holds no bounds. Horses are my least favorite animal. I personally have never met a good horse. I personally believe I will never meet a good horse. There is nothing that anyone could do to convince me that horses are beneficial in the modern era. Just let them run free and keep them out of my eyesight, because I never want to see another horse again. And after the song is done, Aladdin immediately gets captured by Jafar, who tries to kill him by drowning him, which is really dark for a Disney film, but also not that dark for a 90s Disney film, as he struggles for life and the genie saves him, and they call out Jafar for being evil, and the Sultan can't believe that his loving, trusting, caring, passionate friend Jafar could betray him in such ways. Yeah, and he did, and Jafar then makes his escape, only realizing afterwards that Aladdin has the lamp. And yeah, they're planning a wedding for Aladdin and Jasmine, which is pretty cool. And Aladdin has this moral dilemma because he's been lying the entire time, and he really doesn't like to lie, even though it comes up with all these beautiful benefits, but now it's becoming a problem. So he rushes off to tell Jasmine the truth of the lamp, but it gets stolen by the evil mastermind Iago, and then Jafar shows up using the lamp to wish himself to be Sultan, and then to be the most powerful sorcerer he can be, and he steals the main character's song and uses it against him because his evil can't be stopped. And Aladdin and Jafar have this battle where Jafar is clearly the outstanding winner, but Aladdin, he has the power of words because he's a little trickster, and he was able to convince Jafar to wish himself into being a genie. And when he became a genie, we see him get sucked into his own lamp, and we get the happy ending with Aladdin wishing the genie to be free, and the Sultan changing the rule to let Jasmine marry whoever she wants. And it made me realize that the Sultan could have done this at any time during this movie, and it was completely pointless. He only kept the rule because he wanted his daughter to marry into money. Into freaking money. Instead of marrying into happiness. He just wanted power to himself, and he wanted complete control of the kingdom. And he wanted the power to change another individual's life. And instead of giving power to someone who had to work their way up on the line, he wanted the power to stay with the rich and only the rich. He wanted the upper societies of his world to stay the upper societies. And Jafar, who's this evil man, has a sort of good light shined on him because he could see that selfish power corrupts selfishly. And he wanted to break the cycle. Oh man, that's intense. And that was Sparrow Tree's 10-minute review of Aladdin. Yes, as you heard earlier, this is the last 10-minute review. Not because we're stopping doing movie reviews, but we're changing the title and increasing the time to however we feel like doing. So check us out next week as we do just another review of Lilo and Stitch. That's what we're calling them now, just another reviews. If you liked what you saw, give us a like down below, hit us with a subscribe button, maybe leave us a comment of any movie that you would like us to do. And we will see you next time.